What is up down inside? It's you beautiful individuals. We back. League on Lock. Eric and Mark here with you guys. Every weekend now in the LEC, it just feels like you're missing content. When there's 3 games of LCS every weekend and we're only getting 2 in Europe, I need more, Mark. I need my 3 every week.
It felt good to start the year with the Super Week. And then the next week comes by and you're like, hold on.
Oh,
you're
it's just a 1 week thing.
Oh. 3 days LCS, 2 days LEC. It ain't enough. I want it matched up again. Give me the 3 days of LEC.
10-1 power rankings after week 4 over in Europe, and we got movement across the board, starting with the bottom of the table because, yes, Magic Felix is here, and yes, Astralis is out of the bottom. That's what happens when you get an upset win against Schalke. They move up a spot. Vitality drops down to a number 10, and Magic Felix, what a fun debut. I didn't expect to see a pop-off performance on a Corki. A Corki.
I don't think anybody was expecting the pop-off from the Corki, let alone some immediate results for Magic Felix and the crew. I think absolutely understanding the difference between Magic Felix as a player and what Nukeduck was providing. Sure, you could have expected some type of difference, some type of different result and response from the rest of the crew. I don't think you were picking up dubs in that type of change for the Astralis guys.
Against the Schalke team that was roaring past everybody.
Exactly. You love to see that type of performance, that type of upset from this squad, making a change with Magic Felix, wishing him all the best moving forward. Hope to see some more good results coming through. On the downside, of course, with Astralis going up, that means Vitality is slotting in to that last spot. And,
Crown Shot didn't fix everything.
Your boy
Crowny. What the hell?
Oh wait, that was never the issue in the first place, right?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, well, let's see if Crowny and the rest of the B-boys can figure out how to get out of 10th this next week.
Yeah, there's a lot of other issues with them, but 1-8, another not solid start for Vitality. Spot ahead, also climbing is Misfits, now sitting at 3 and 6. They had a win. Again, they're beating the teams below them in the standings. There's not many teams below them, but they move up to 8th.
Yeah, I think Misfits is a team that you can still look at as underperforming at this position. They absolutely should have better expectations for themselves and want to perform better and clean things up. Unfortunately, as you said, the actual results that they have, not that impressive, and there's not that many of them.
They could still make a run to playoffs, obviously, at 3 and 6. They're still within shouting distance. SK, 1 win over them at 4 and 5. They got one of the wins against Vitality this weekend. They're pretty much where you would have expected them to be, I feel like, right outside that playoff bubble.
Right. I think as far as their individual performances, they've all been good. But when you're looking at how does this SK team get to that next level, how do they increase their performances? Right now, the way it's looking is an individual member popping off, right? Is having somebody take over the game is the way that SK is able to compete, push up against these top level teams.
The 6 ahead of them are just pretty good.
And unfortunately, I was going to say that the problem is getting one player to pop off is soon going to be not enough when you're talking about the level of skill and talent that we have at these top tier teams in the LEC.
Excel is now the bubble, the line in the sand for playoffs right now. And
that's a scary bubble coming from just talking about the LCS. If Excel is your bubble, holy moly.
Yeah, I mean, Excel's pushing top 3 probably in the LCS, top 4 at the very least. So Excel have looked pretty decent. They got some extra stage time this weekend, playing a little bonus scrim against Fnatic, which is always a good time.
Oh man, yeah. And unfortunately, having to stay super late for that one, of course.
Yep.
But did provide at least enough punches in both instances of it to give us enough entertainment and to give you enough positive signs. Still, even counting the result against them.
And they're the first 5 and 4 squad. They come in at 6. As we reach the top 5, we've got a couple more 5 and 4 squads. Schalke, they stay in the top 5, Mark, but the dream of reaching that top 2, it's dead for now. It's put away for now, as they went 0-2. They had the loss to Astralis that we mentioned, and the head-to-head matchup against the squad ahead of them, Mad Lions, a 0-2 week for Schalke.
About as bad a week as it could have been for
Losing to
Schalke
Astralis hurts. That hurts.
Yeah, we were hyping them up. We were hyping up this idea of, making it finally kind of this big time trio at the top of these squads, because I'm not quite ready to put Fnatic in that top 3 for at least this year. As far as in the LEC, I still need to see some more from them. But Schalke was right there. They had all
losing to Mad Lions is even acceptable. Okay,
They had the impressive wins, right? The impressive wins against the top teams. And then, as you said, you can stomach the Mad Lions loss. You can understand it. You can see it. And you can wish for, okay, maybe this different, this better.
It had the bloodthirsty Armut versus Broken Blade TCL rematch.
Exactly, and you can say, okay, I can allow that one as far as a difference. You can't allow what happened in the Astralis game, the difference in what should be the skill level and performance level for these teams. That one, to me, unacceptable for Schalke, and that's why they find themselves not making any ground.
And Mad Lions, because of that, they reap the rewards. They move up to that number 4 spot. Still a lot of question marks with them, especially, honestly, out of the bot lane, which is, they are going crazy haywire sometimes, diving underneath turrets and just being a little bit too aggressive. They need to take some notes from our 3rd squad, because Hylissang an upset this weekend. They were bodying fools, and poor Excel had to suffer it twice. Someone showed the all chat logs, and the second time that they played after the remake, after a couple of solo kills in the 2v2, then Hylissang's typing in all chat, remake? Question mark? Remake, guys?
You gotta love that little bit of trash talk. And with Fnatic absolutely deserving that trash talk coming through from their side, what performances they've put through, what level of skill they're showing right now. And look, when we've turned around on this Fnatic team, the results, the performances, people feeling good about them. At the beginning, it was that big volley bear. It was Whippo making sure it came through. And then the next time, it was Selfmade, his jungle performance. And then we're talking about Niski, your boy, the big Seraphine fan, making sure that he's looking good in the mid lane. But then it's this week. And yeah, you're right. We are absolutely talking about the bot lane for Fnatic, an upset in Hylissang, what they were able to do 2v2 outside of lane. They were a wrecking ball, absolutely coming through. And if Fnatic is going to enter into that conversation, of the elites in the LEC, where they should be, hey, it's going to take these level of performances. And if they have these level of performances, they're going to do a lot more than just ask to be talked about in that group of elite teams.
We should have screenshotted some of the comments after week 1 of Fnatic, whether on YouTube, in the Reddit post-game thread, because not only was the season done, the organization was done, Mark. It was all over.
Hey, you live in a world of the LCS franchising. You're going to be a little bit more careful before you're saying that an org like Fnatic is donezo.
It doesn't look donezo whatsoever. They're firing on all cylinders right now. 6-3, looking great. 3rd on the power rankings, but no one is arguing against the top 2 in Europe right now. All you had to do was watch that head-to-head match, G2 versus Rogue. Best match of the weekend for me. It was usually 50-minute games. There's a little bit of fiesta, and you're like, what is going on here? But this was, both teams played this really well. The way that Rogue were able to defend and not only stay in this game, but at certain points, you were legitimately worried that they were fully coming back into this game. They lost an inhib at like 30 minutes. It ended up taking 20 more minutes for G2 to close out the game. 8 Dragons, 4 Barons, and Rogue only had 3 turrets all game.
And the best thing about this and watching this series is knowing when do we get the next head-to-head? When do we get to the next series? When do we get the best of 3? When do we get a best of 5? That is what you want, man. This is the very peak of League of Legends, the entertainment factor. It's all there when you're watching a game of this level of excitement. This is what it's all about, my man. They delivered absolutely the match of the week. There's no arguments from me having them back at this position. And I think this was absolutely more or less a return to form for G2 and Rogue after looking, a little bit unstable the last week and taking some losses, both of them to Schalke. And definitely bounced back a lot stronger this week from the both of them, and especially in that head-to-head match.
Wonder had a great performance. People had kind of been underwhelmed with him so far this split, but he looked great on the Quinn. And obviously, we put G2 ahead. They win that game. They should be number 1. But Rogue, that's about as good a loss as you can take. And even though they didn't win the game, I'm equally, if not more confident in them being a legit contender after this.
How scary is it to think about the LEC and to think about, what type of monstrous mid laner you could go up against when you've got what Caps brings to the table and the unpredictability that he has and the creativity. And then you've got the hardcore, straight up classic mechanics of your boy Larson on the side of Rogue and what he's able to do. I'll say it again. Stop giving him a zero. You can do it because I love it. It's a beautiful thing to watch him get to play that champion and dominate. But stop doing it if you want to have a chance to win the game. You can't be giving him that champion specifically.
If there's something to permaban against Rogue, Azir's a good one.
Yeah, there's a lot of champs you could throw at someone like Larson and the skill that he's had that you'd want to ban away. I can tell you what, absolutely right now, getting rid of Mr. Shurima is a good call.
Fnatic's climbing up here, but they still got a ways to go to get to that G2 and Rogue level based on what we saw on the Rift this weekend. G2 retakes that number 1 spot. That's it today, though, for League Unlock. Eric and Mark here with you guys as always. Thanks for hanging. We'll catch you on that flippity flip.